Okay, this is a Terran vs. Zerg. Myself spawning in the bottom left corner, the real Quaid. In the top right corner, I have no idea. I never even caught his name. This is a Silver League matchup. And what I'm trying to do here is watch my videos so I can learn from them. My style of choice is the 1-1-1, so there I go, making my first supply depot. Sends out his overlord to scout. It's real exciting. Looks like he's going for a spawning pool first. Now keep in mind, I am not watching any of these videos before I record. Just playing and recording, seeing how it's going to work. If this totally sucks, I may change it up. See, the music is a little loud right now. So, again, I watch a lot of pro games that are recasted by guys like Loco and Winter, and that's sort of my inspiration for these videos. I saw what they were doing and I thought that looked fun, so let me try it out. In this game, in the past I haven't had too much trouble with Zerg. I feel like Zerg might be the easiest opponent in Silver League. I think they might be one of the tougher races to play. I would say the easiest is Protoss, and in the middle is Terran. Terran has a lot of predefined builds. Build your barracks, go for your orbital. I'm not sure if I should be getting another gas here, but I thought I might be transitioning into mech, so I thought I might as well make one. I ended up choosing not doing that, but you know, better safe than sorry, I suppose. It does cost me a little bit, so you can see I'm going for my one Reaper for my scout. I don't scout with an SCV anymore because I get more minerals that way, and then I get just as much information out of the Reaper, unless my opponent rushes with Lings and takes me out. Now, I don't know why he doesn't immediately start attacking me. He must think that I have some sort of monstrous force up here. What I do have is one Marine. Luckily, on 16-bit, the rush against Terran is the most ineffective it could possibly be. Now, he's going to try to bust through my wall with Banelings, which is pretty smart. But you have this in-base expansion. So getting this natural as your first extra economy doesn't make a ton of sense. So you can see he completely takes out my supplies, but he doesn't know that I have a bunker set up. I am supply blocked, which sucks, but you know, you just prepare. So what he should have done is kept his Lings down here, busted my wall down, then brought his Lings up instead of bringing everything up at the same time. Luckily, you can drop supply from the heavens as a Terran. The orbital command is the greatest structure the Terran has. It is what wins Terran games. I'm convinced. Having mules and occasionally dropping supply and scans, it is like a miracle structure. The Zerg, on the other hand, is got these floating balloons that take forever to get anywhere. They're good, but you know, if you're rushing and you're still sending out your overlords, you know, they don't provide you that much insight. Here's a good example of me not looking before. I didn't realize that there was, you know, 14 Lings in my base. Or how many does he have? Let's see, 18 Lings, you know, either on their way or in my base while I'm building a bunker. That was dumb. But I do have a fully loaded bunker up here. My wall's re-walled, and you know, I'm transitioning into that 1-1-1 style. Well, I guess I don't necessarily go 1-1-1. I add on a few more barracks to increase my Marine count since I'm getting rushed. But I got these two what are mines, and you know, overlords in Starcraft 1, they used to give you vision. That's not the case anymore. So you can see how effective these are. He tries again, thinks I have one. That's not the case. I have two. Kaplow. So cheaper than a siege tank, just as effective if you put it where the guy is going to run. Now these are Silver League tactics. Let's mind you. You can see how poorly I do with constructing and managing my units later on, especially with my units. With my minerals. Actually, my dog got kind of sick in the middle of this match and had to turn my back, and all of a sudden I had a large bank. You don't want that in StarCraft. You want to spend your resources. You don't get anything for having a large bank. One particularly fun strategy against a Zerg player is building a lot of Widow Mines. The Silver Leaguers, I don't think they figured out how to counter Widow Mines. So if you make a bunch of them, and they just keep sending wave after wave of Zerglings, they're not going to live very long. It's kind of fun to watch them pop. And especially 2 at a time with a reactor on your factory, man, you can really have a nice, let's call it quasi-static defense, since they can move around. I don't move my Widow Mines very much when I play. I kind of keep them in the same place. You can see this game, I do okay, and then I kind of fall apart for a little bit, and then I do okay again. I'll let it unfold naturally, but he's not even using his in-base expansion. I just don't get that. As a Zerg player, you want to have expansions. So why he goes to his third doesn't make a lot of sense to me. He needs to use his in-base natural before it goes to the third and the fourth. And also, this is the second player that I've played it that doesn't seem to subscribe to the idea of spreading creep as a good thing. It gives you free vision, so you don't have to rely on your balloons to tell you where things are. I mean, what year is it in StarCraft? We haven't used balloons in the military since World War I. I guess the Zerg thought it's still a good idea. But man, I love to watch those things pop. See the Widow Mines connecting. Actually, kind of missed that with the cast. Let's go back a couple seconds and watch that again. Oh yeah, the Banelings. Here we go. Boom. Pretty good. Now I lost the Widow Mine, but Widow Mine is $75. That doesn't matter. When I got 400 minerals in the bank, got my third construction center, command center, coming up. More Widow Mines on the way out, making more Widow Mines, ramping the production, getting my starport for my medevacs and libs. Yeah. A kind of a cool trick I like to use. I don't know, pro players know this, and players more advanced than myself know this, but if you highlight all your command centers and put them on a hotkey, when you launch a new base and you have 2 command centers, they're not making units for you. So what you can do is control click all of them, put them on a hotkey. Oh, here we go. Let's watch some more Zerglings pop. I guess he got through my my wall. He must have come around the other side. But you can control, select all of them, and then build simultaneously. You can get up to 15 SCVs on a command center with 3 command centers building in a couple of minutes and be fully saturated for mining. 'Cause I try not to oversaturate my bases because it can lead to inefficiencies. Three SCVs per patch, please. There we go with the mule drops. Another thing about having the command centers hotkeyed is you can just spam click the mules to drop. So continue the Widow Mines. Oh, I raised my supply depot and thought he was in a better position than he was, but I realized he was not in a very good position, so I had some guys get blocked up there. Another thing I forgot to do, I did not make Stimpak. That was bad. I got to the other side of the map later in the game and realized I didn't have Stimpak. That was terrible. But I do have, well, currently I'm supply blocked, but do have a couple medevacs on the production tab. Building more supply depots, and I have a fairly formidable force of splash damage as well as Marines and Marauders out here. Now my opponent is sticking with Ravager Ling Baneling composition, which is pretty good. It does have +1 carapace. I'm not sure what I had at this point. I had 1/1, so he's gonna. My 1 cancels his 1, so we're back to dead even basically, and his 1 on his or 0 on his attack will be nullified by my 1 increase in armor. So that's real nice for me. I'm in a good position. Building an armory so I can keep upgrading. Oh yeah, he should have sent out like 1 at a time. Oh, but here it comes. I'm gonna take out my widow mines. That's fine. Drop $300. Not spreading creep. Building all buildings on his island of slime. Massing in front of my base. But I can mass too. I'm not going to say that this is the prettiest competition. You can see right here. This is where I'm not paying attention to what my minerals are doing. And I don't think I was microing or macroing my structures either. Man, it's starting to get out of hand. 3 base income when you're a Silver League player is hard to manage because you're not used to having that much income. 16-bit LE is the only map currently with an in-base expansion that kind of insulates you. Now, a lot of people do drops here, warp gates, and our warp prisms and mutilus play and stuff like that. But this guy chose to go all ground. You can see I just rely on my Marines 1/1. He did have +2 carapace by the time he did attack, but man, there's just no winning this with this many Marines and Marauders. Just popped everybody. Saw a swarm host here, and those guys can get real nasty if they're used correctly. But he must have right-clicked into my base. See, I just take these out easily. See, my minerals are getting out of control. I'm not macroing at all. And I lost the swarm host. I don't know where he went. He's probably going to try to go over here somewhere and attack my SCVs. I got a couple widow mines buried there in case there was a drop. Now I got... He's gone for a mass static reply. He knows that I'm on my way. All the Zerg players I've been playing lately, they make a lot of overlords. I guess it's for scouting, but they never seem to get supply blocked by the guys that I kill. It's kind of nice for them, at least. The supply block is killer. Comes the Banelings, just decimate my army. Real nice connects. They just melt. I mean, I literally have 4 units left of that clump. I brought in some Vikings to take care of any air units that he may show later, because typically when I see a Zerg player turtle, that means that they're going to try to make Broodlords or Mutas. Chose a poor place for his spore. Okay. These do damage against mechanical. But I thought I could at least take out a couple of drones. It didn't work out very well. If you take these into a Protoss base, goodbye probes. They're gone. But not such great results against the drones. So he's still got a couple burrowed swarm hosts here. He doesn't do what I think he's gonna do. I think he does later. But I'm just massing in front. Got my Liberators out now for some full coat press. This is a full court press right here. This is how you siege up to a sieged location. You bring in your liberators and you bring in your troops and you just start inching forward. I didn't do a very good job here though. First of all, don't siege into a spore. Second of all, don't stem and go into static defense of Banelings. Banelings don't give a shit about your slow rate of fire Concord cannons. These things are slow and they will not clear out Banelings for you. You want tanks to clear out Banelings for you. It's not too much longer there into the future that I realized that I have 6,000 resources in the bank, which is pretty pathetic. Let's see, where did Swarmos go? Did I miss him? No, he did it. So he burned in the corner. He's gonna do something eventually. It's a good idea. I don't have anything over here other than these two Widow Mice, but he doesn't know that I have 5,400 minerals in the bank. I mean, there's not a banker alive that wouldn't love to have me as a client. Not in SC2, of course, because having 5,400 minerals does you no good in SC2. Only spending them. And this is where I realize it and say, okay, if I'm going bio, might as well commit. Let's queue up, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more barracks. And let's go for it. I dropped a ton of, I don't need mules for money, obviously, so I just capped my supply with these guys in the back. Built another engineering bay to increase my upgrades. My first attempt at attacking him and sieging him up failed very badly. I think I was just not prepared very well. I was all over the place. But now it's time to mass the Marines. And if you have 7, 8, 9, 10 with a couple fusion cores, you're gonna max out very quickly. So my opponent looks like he's doing something kind of smart. He's busting out some rocks and going around. He knows that I'm sitting over here with Liberator sieged up. He doesn't want to walk into that, so he decides, I think I'll bust these rocks down and go for the counter. The problem is that he doesn't have anything at home other than one horribly mangled spine crawler to stop me. Also, I think he forgot what he was doing, because yeah, he might be microing. So I have all these extra SCVs, I have so much money, I'm like, you know, whatever, just gonna increase my TPM, my turrets per minute, as Winter would say, and start mining. Or start adding some defense against these Stormos. And I can pick them out of the sky if I have enough turrets. Okay, my Liberators are dead, but you know what? You got 4 more, but it's so much money, it doesn't really matter. And you know, I quickly maxed. Let's see, I'm at 2-1. It's pretty not too bad. He didn't. And what you do here is you stem and you just run in and you just fuck your opponent up. Here comes the Banes. He's got the centrifugal hooks so you can roly-polies. But man, not having that creep, that was remarkable on his part. So I picked a good time to go in, it looks like, because he just started up his thought he might add more Banes than he did. Just go in and rip through these Hydras. And, you know, you just can't win against that. Unless you build units. And he blew all his units up early. Anyway, that was a very poor example of winning against a Zerg. Thanks for watching. Go ahead and leave a comment. Mean or otherwise, telling me how bad I am, how good I am, what I can do to improve. Anything would be great. Now I'm doing these videos to improve my own game, to see what mistakes I made, to realize that I don't need to have 20 or 5,000 minerals in the bank. I need to work on my macro and my micro. I shouldn't lose entire swaths of army to banelings. I should build tanks if I want to siege into somebody's natural. Anyway, thanks for watching. Appreciate it.